Shut up, Cincinnati. Hey, guys, it's us. We're here. We're not queer. Well, he is. But you have your tendencies.
Tendencies.
Well,
it goes like with your racial tendencies.
No, oh, yeah, that's different. You're racist. But your queer tendencies.
I have queer tendencies?
Yes.
What, because I have no problem looking at a dick?
Well, I guess that's a queer tendency. I don't really consider that much of a queer tendency. But you fuck with dudes in the room.
I do.
That's not gay.
No, it's not gay
But
because
gays
they're not
do
near me. Yeah, but gays get involved.
Yeah.
The dudes in my rooms don't get involved.
He's involved in his head.
Well, I don't care about that.
Oh, do you? Not even a little bit?
No.
What if you did find out, though, that this whole time this guy was more watching you than he was watching the act of her getting fucked? Well, what if he was really, like, into you? I'm like, he's like, and you don't know it because, you know, in your head, you're just fucking a girl, whatever, who cares? But in his head, he's, like, just zooming in on your butthole and stuff as you're fucking. He's really looking at it and stuff. You don't know that's what he's looking at.
I will answer that with a question.
Yeah.
Who's into this?
I couldn't tell you, but someone has been. You have 3 kids, and you've been married twice, and you've had countless sexual partners. So someone's into that. Well, I don't fucking get it. I've never got it. But
I'm. Here's the deal. I think I'm. We've talked about this a number of times. I make people laugh. You said it yourself. Chicks will go for funny all the time, but the whole point is.
It helps.
I make them laugh. I'm not crazy, and I know how to fuck, and that's why I have these fuck partners.
I don't know why.
I'm not horribly ugly to look at. I'm not morbidly obese, and I'm not fucking gross. I know how to fuck, and I'm a normal guy. So I think that's what I've got going for me.
I don't know why, but it always makes me laugh when someone says that. Whether you know how to fuck or not, I'm not going to be involved. But what's funny is just the statement itself. When you hear it from a man, it just makes me laugh.
What, I know how to fuck?
I know how to fuck.
Well, no, the whole point is
I know, and I've only heard it from 2 people in my life on a regular basis, and that's you and Ryan, both of you.
I'm not going to give you a 3-pump chump. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be around for a while.
Good for you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My God, I'll eat your butt. You know what I mean?
Not all of them are into that.
And the whole point is,
I don't know why.
And I don't know if this is the case or not with every guy, but I think a lot of guys are, I just want to get in there and fuck and get the fuck out.
I was watching a porn today.
I eat box for a long time. I'll eat your butt. I'll spend a lot of time on your titties. And then I'll fuck you for a good amount of time.
I was watching a porn
with a hard dick
today, and I thought this guy was just too aggressive. He was just pumping away like a jackhammer the whole time, to the point where I was even turned off as the jerker. You know, I'm just like, oh, this guy's just, this girl looks just overwhelmed.
I found that women might like the jackhammer for a minute
period.
Or two.
It's a period. It's a move. You know what I mean? It's not a whole act. It's a move. No. It's a part of the session.
I'm not in shape enough to do the jackhammer first.
Too.
You know what I mean? For that long.
There is that.
I'll give you 5 minutes of jackhammer on the second nut, but then after that, I need a rest. You know what I mean? I'm tired.
You're gonna breathe hard, man.
Yeah.
You're checking your heart rate on your fucking Fitbit.
Absolutely.
You know?
I think that's what it is. I consider myself very average. And if an old man who's married to this chick I'm banging glances over at my nuts and butthole while I'm tagging her, so be it.
Yeah, okay. Well, fair enough.
Don't try to touch it.
Just...
that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Don't try to touch it.
Well, or blow on it?
No, don't get near it.
I mean,
but the whole point is...
he wasn't near it, but he just had a very strong fucking blow. Like he was just... and then the next thing you know...
I'd probably turn and go, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But the whole point is, the one thing that makes this not a gay tendency, he's letting me bang his wife, man. The mother of his kids, and, I'm fucking the guy's wife.
Because he's not into her, he's into you.
Well, I don't give a shit. I'm getting what I want in the end.
He's looking for any excuse to look at a dude's butthole.
I just don't think that's the case. Wow. With the cucks that the cucks that I've dealt with.
I think it is for the muscle guy.
No.
Secret gay.
No, because the muscle guys spend a lot of time, on her, like kissing her, how's that feel, babe, stuff like that. And the focus was on her.
That's weird to me. The kissing during why she's fun. It's just so sensual. Kissing is in general.
I wasn't allowed. He told me no kissing.
Well, yeah, you don't want kissing your wife, gross.
But he wants me going balls deep.
Yeah, I don't get that either. All right, guys. Well, we're here this week. We figured to start with a little butthole and gay talk, because that's the way we work. But we're gonna move on. And coming up next week is one of our biggest shows of the year. And let's give you a little taste of what that's going to be like next week. This is coming. boy.
Someone's gonna die. Who will it be? We don't know, so we gotta keep score for a whole year, and then I hope you die, so I can win a cheap bottle of liquor and get real drunk.
All right, that's
the death
right.
pool.
The death pool is back. Next week we will be doing it. You can get your entries in now. As soon as you send them in, they will be live. We're at shutupcincinnati@gmail.com. It's at the bottom of your screen there. shutupcincinnati@gmail.com. You're going to send us 10. That's 10 different celebrities that you think are going to die this year if you've never done it before.
And the celebrities don't have to be A-listers as long
They
as
got to have a wiki.
Yeah, as long as they're famous for something.
As long as I can look them up in the internet and get an age. That's really the most important thing. So, you know, they could be porn stars, they could be wrestlers. We've had all sorts of weird shit in the past.
Yeah, I've got 7, and I've had 7 forever, and I'm just – the thing about it is, you know, like, first of all, Daddy White, who's won the last 2 years.
The past champions now. This is our third. This will be our 4th year, our 4th death pool. We're getting pretty deep now. First year I won. Meatloaf carried me to the championship. 2 years ago, Daddy White won, and then our first repeat champion, the Angel of Death, Daddy White, comes in again, number 1 this year. All I'm telling you guys is, if Daddy White has you on the death list, fucking run, dude.
Yeah,
you're a goner.
See, because you could find us on the internet and get our age. So chances are, if he puts us on the list, we're going to die.
Yeah, don't know me.
Now, the thing about it is, I always thought that Daddy White, you know, researched, hey, what celebrities are ill, blah, blah, blah. And he says he's looked at a couple websites. But bottom line is, the people that have died that have won it for him, they weren't the ones with, you know, terminal this or terminal that. You know, they might have been old. They might not have been in the best of health, but they were all pretty much surprises because all but one of his deaths last year were shared by somebody else on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 1 on my list this year that I think will be on multiple lists.
Okay, going
that's
a little
what
different
I tried
strategy.
to do. Yeah, I tried to go with people that I normally say, okay, actors, rock musicians, rap musicians, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Athletes. But now I'm kind of stretching out a little ways because I don't want to be on the same list with a bunch of other people. I have one that I have no doubt this person's going to die. But if anybody follows news at all, they know it too. So this person will probably be on 4 or 5
Yeah,
lists.
I mean, there's going to be a couple people like that, obviously, that are going to be on quite a few people's lists, and it's good that first year I had Rush, and that, you know, gave me some points. And if I didn't have Rush,
I had Rush.
Yeah, well, like 4 other people had Rush, but if I didn't have Rush, I wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I combined him with Meatloaf or whatever, and I did well. But guys, pick someone out. Their age. 100 minus their age. If they're 85, you get 15 points, such and such. It is free. We charge nothing. And if you win, you get a nice little bottle of alcohol. We can get you some weed. We can get some other shit for you if you're like a fucking nerd and you don't do anything cool.
There's a bottle of Woodford Reserve in my trunk right now for Daddy White.
Because weed is legal now, so we can now give that away as a prize.
Gummies.
Yeah, whatever. Your choice. I go to the store. I get you whatever you want under a certain price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, you get an award, you don't put anything forward besides your list. No money's put forward, just your list, your fucking darkness, all curled up into a ball, thrown to me on an email of 10 different celebrities that you think are going to fucking die this year. Don't waste death. Death is going to come for all of us. Why waste it? When you can get a nice bottle of liquor,
and you will die.
They will die. But yeah, if Daddy White, I'm pretty sure, is a murderer.
He's killed some famous people.
Not sure, but I mean, he's the kind of guy that wouldn't shock you. Like, if you found out that Daddy White was a murderer, would you be like, oh, never saw that coming?
Probably not.
No, you'd be
but
like,
you know what?
You'd be like, you know, you connect a few dots.
What is funny about the research, the last 3 years, I've put people on there that were sick, and they made it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, that's not the way to go either.
Yeah. You never know. You know, I really thought Bam Margera was going to go this year, but no, he stuck it out.
I thought Artie Lang was going to go the last 3 years.
Yeah, Artie Lang's looked dead for. I think Artie Lang's going to get.
He looks deader. He looks gigantic and ill and
I think he's going to get the Keith Richards treatment. You know, he's just going to keep on living, and you're not going to make any sense of it. Meanwhile,
but see, now it's too late.
Dane Cook will die
Richards
next year or something. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is, I've always tried to do 4 or 5 moderately young people in their 20s or 30s. I'm like, I get one of those, I win. Fucking Macaulay Culkin's born again. He's not even doing drugs anymore. He's off the list forever.
Now, we all really dropped the ball by not having our boy Matthew Perry on there last year.
Why?
Because, think about it. When you really think about it, he had just came out with a book talking about his sobriety and how whenever people are that forced on that kind of shit, it's usually bullshit, especially from him, who has a history of just being full of shit, an asshole. All right? We didn't know, of course, that 6 months later after dropping the book, he was going to take a bunch of ketamine and fucking die in his hot tub, but that's what happened.
Did he take ketamine?
Yeah, that's how we went out.
I thought he had a heart attack.
Yeah, probably from ketamine. He was big. That's a big Hollywood thing where all these guys take ketamine as like treatment and
Why
shit.
would you take a tranquilizer and get in the water?
That's what I mean, dude. Well, you know what's funny is I've had an experience with ketamine and someone who almost drowned. I remember being at my friend's house way back in the day at a swimming pool, and we were all sitting around snorting ketamine, and one of my friends, I believe Dan, jumped in the fucking pool, and we didn't think anything of it until he did not come up. And then after like a couple seconds, we're like, oh, Dan might be dying at the bottom of the pool because he's on fucking ketamine in 8 foot of water. And 2 guys jumped in and went out and grabbed him and pulled him back up.
So he was out.
I don't know if he was out, but he wasn't making any attempt at swimming. All right, he wasn't putting any paddles forth.
Maybe he was at peace down there.
He seemed to be at peace. I don't know.
I'm just like, hey, this isn't bad.
We were on mushrooms and ketamine, so it was a weird combination. You probably don't make the best choices when you combine those two.
Can you imagine the cool stuff he saw underwater?
Yeah, he probably enjoyed himself.
There's a mermaid.
Hey, that guy's more successful than 99% of my friends, so good for
He's
you,
a
buddy.
mermaid.
Now, what we're saying is you guys should all take some ketamine and then take some mushrooms and then go deep diving into a swimming pool, and maybe you'll find yourself and end up making fucking New Balances.
I don't
the rest
think
of your
Matthew Perry ever popped on my list. Now, the thing about it is I did a little looking this time, and I'm like, all right, give me celebrities with cancer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked it up, and there's a whole bunch. Well, this person's had cancer for 8 years, and you can't use any of those lists. You got to go with your gut.
No, I agree. And the same people. I've already looked at a couple lists, and there's already some of the same fucking people that I see every time.
Yeah.
And then some of them don't make any sense. Like, there's the old MS case. I ain't gonna say names, but one of them has MS, and it's like, that's not. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple of them like that. Like, these have been on the list 4 years in a row, and those people look exactly the same as they did 4 years ago.
Michael J. Fox is always on a bunch of lists.
He's on a list. I already seen him on a list. It's a lot of your same, but a lot of those guys eventually,
well, they're gonna go
eventually, right?
But so do we.
Yeah, but
we're going to die.
Don't put me on the list, dude. Especially you, Daddy White. You got way too much access.
The whole point is, like, Michael J. Fox is rich. He's got the best doctors on the planet. And if anybody's going to live a long time with a disease, it's going to be somebody like that.
Kind of. I mean, the dude that owned Apple fucking died of a disease. You know, I mean, Stephen Hawking. There's plenty of rich people that fucking died.
Stephen Hawking died of ALS, but he had it for 26 years. We had a friend who died after 2 years from it.
He found the cure.
If anyone did, it was him. Smart motherfucker.
Yeah, 12-year-old pussy. That's what he was on the Epstein Island for, getting that 12-year-old pussy that was keeping him alive, all right?
Nothing below the eyebrows worked on that fucker.
It doesn't matter. The cure, you don't... you can be paralyzed and still get your medicines. That's all I'm saying. Like, the guy was living on underage pussy, which obviously cures ALS. Look into it, dude. Don't knock off the water challenge. Stop dumping buckets of water on people's head and have them fuck underage girls. That's how you're going to live instead of being all on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, not buying it. Not buying it.
Whatever, dude.
Because nothing...
Hey, think about it. As soon as Epstein got busted, who died? Stephen Hawking.
Well, yeah.
He couldn't get that underage pussy anymore. Epstein was his fucking hookup.
As rich as he was, he could have got anything he wanted.
Epstein was his hookup.
But you know what would have been cool? If I would have sat like in a room with Stephen Hawking, the morbid side of me would have been like, I'm going to do stuff that would normally hurt, but he won't be able to feel. Like, I'll throw darts at the back of his leg and just watch him sit there and go, nothing.
Yeah.
Fucking walk up and fucking take a Bic lighter to his fucking arm.
It was on my bucket list to give Stephen Hawking a titty twister, and I never pulled it off. That's what my bucket list looks like. Most other people are like, oh, I want to visit France. Not mine, dude. Mine's like titty twister, Stephen Hawking.
Hey, you want to hurt Stephen Hawking, you twist his eyebrow.
Yeah.
I think one eyebrow worked.
I've really always wanted to throw a quarter at Whoopi Goldberg's forehead. Just bounce it off her fucking head. I don't know why.
A quarter?
I don't know, man. It's just shit that's on my bucket list.
I get it.
All right. We got a couple. What are you saying?
I would just tell everybody, turn it in to shutupcincinnati@gmail.com.
Please do. Like I said, we got a couple of them already, but not enough. All right.
Yeah, we always like to have at least 20.
I think we're up to 5 if you include us right now. So that's not
we like
shit.
to have 20. I know there's a lot of people that say they're going to do it. Jimmy and Kiffney are going to do it.
Yeah, we'll get the people in. You guys fill out your list. We're going to do the show next week sometime, so get them in as soon as possible. Like I said, we already got a few of them. Get Pussy's already in, Shingo's already in, Alex is already in. So, we're working on our list. We'll have ours done by that time. Show will be next week. People will die.
Yeah.
People will die.
You'll win a bottle of liquor and you will die.
All right. Let's get to our emails. Even though they're not emails, they're voice messages, but we're going to count them.
I like them.
Email.
Hey, it's the emails. It's not an email, but it's close enough, man. This is all you're going to get for today. So sometimes people don't write emails. They just send little voice messages. And this is from a new person. I think they said their name was Richard, and they're from Indiana.
Richard from Indiana.
Richard from Indiana. Big fan, apparently.
Jason, Chris, everybody at Shut Up Cincinnati. This is Dick G from Indiana. I just wanted to call and congratulate you guys on your milestone episode 200 last week. What an amazing accomplishment. I do a lot of driving from Indiana to Cincinnati, and I love listening to your show in my tracksuit for comfort. I listen to it all the way till I get off the freeway, and I love it. I gotta go, guys. I got something on my finger, but till next time, I'm off!
That's Richard. That's Richard from Indiana.
Hi, Richard.
He had some things to say. He wanted to get it in. But hey, thanks for listening, Rich. I hope you get that finger taken care of, or fingers, whatever you had going on. I forget. All right. So that joke was way too inside for probably 95% of you.
It doesn't matter. Made my day.
I enjoyed it. So.
Made my day.
All right. Thanks for writing in old. His name wasn't even Richard. It was Dick.
Dick, yeah.
Dick G. Is that what he said?
Dick G.
Dick G from Indiana. Thanks for writing, Dick G. I hope to hear from you soon. And, I hope when next time you get off, you'll give me a call. All right. We got another one. This is from our boy, Ron. This is long, guys.
Okay. I got an asshole of the week. It's a gentleman that works with, or I don't know if he's still working at the casino or not, but he might. But he's cool people. I ain't got no problems with him, just in case he listens to your shit. I ain't got no problems with you, my guy. You cool people. But it was just a disagreement. So I made a status that nobody's entitled to a tip. Nobody in any industry is entitled to a tip that is a tipping job. Like whether you're a MUA, whether you're a waitress, whether you're a makeup artist, barber, whatever. You're not entitled to a tip. A tip is nice. I tip every time I go out, for sure. But I do have an understanding that a tip is not guaranteed, and a tip is not something that I have to do. I feel like the waitresses should be a waitress, and any type of stylist or MUA should be in the same fucking boat. This guy tells me, I tell them that no one's entitled to that, and he tells me, well, what if they were having a bad day? And I don't give a fuck. Leave that shit at the fuck outside. Leave it the fuck outside. The fuck? I came here. What they say? Leave shit at home and leave work at work. Don't come in. I don't give a fuck if your mother died. Don't come into work and you sitting up in here and ain't checking on my motherfucking water. What about your mama dying, nigga? I don't know that your mama died. I don't know nothing about that. I'm looking at my water and it's empty, or my beer and it's empty, and you sitting over here watching the motherfucking Bengals try to squeeze out a win to get into the playoffs. This was 2-3 weeks ago when y'all still had a chance. This actually happened. I'm sitting down and I'm sitting here. I done drank my beer and I gotta get back to work. Yeah, I was on my lunch. I gotta get back to work. I'm waiting on my other beer. Like I'm trying to down this other beer, after I done ate these tacos. I'm not tipping this bitch. She's sitting down watching this damn game for 30 minutes. She ain't come back and ask me, do you need something? Is the food good? And yada yada. None of that shit. I came down and I sat down and the bitch said, what do you want? What do I want? What are you talking about? What do I want? Fuck that. So the guy that, I'm not going to name him, but the guy that was on Facebook debating me. Everybody does not deserve a fucking tip just because they have a tipping job. The place you work at, you go there because you have to go there. Or any other customer are the bulk of your tips. You work for me for that 30, 45 minutes. You need to be providing a service. I'm paying for the service. The other job is paying you to show the fuck up. Just because you showed up to work don't mean you can sit over here and piss the fuck off and then I sit here and still leave you a $10 tip on a $30 check. Fuck that. Everybody doesn't deserve a tip. He's my asshole of the week for thinking everybody deserves a tip. What if he was going through, he said, what if they would have been going through something at home? Fuck that. I don't care if your fucking best friend and your dog was on fire in the parking lot. Or the bitch left to go check on that fucking dog and that person. Fuck that. Not leaving a tip. Should have came back in here after the goddamn fire department came and checked to see if I needed a motherfucking beer.
And that's it. That's right. And okay, and let's get to this.
Yeah, let's do, because I got an opinion.
First off, I don't disagree with what he says.
I disagree with some of it.
Some of it? Which part?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the parts I disagree with, if you're going into, now I only consider this maybe a handful, maybe 4 or 5, like a bartender, a waitress, a barber. Mm-hmm. I don't care if your service is shitty. You're going to get a tip. It's just going to be a small one.
And I'm the same way.
Being nice and being a good server is what makes your tip bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But if I know that you're making $4.50 an hour, even if you suck at your job, you're going to get a 15% tip.
Typically, I do agree. I've not tipped once in my life, and even that time I tipped another server because she got my water because the other one was doing what he was saying, was just watching a fucking UFC event and not actually doing the job.
Yeah.
I also know, though, if I was serving during the Bengals game, I would be watching the Bengals game, but I also wouldn't expect much tips either. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to give shit service today, but I'm also not going to make much money. But hey, I got to watch the game, so whatever. But in general, I do agree with him. It's just
what's an MUA?
MUA.
He said that was the first one on his list. Maybe an MUA or a waitress or a stylist. His first thing out of his mouth was MUA.
Is that one of his masseuse things? He's a masseuse, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't he do some masseuse stuff? So maybe that's what he's talking about. I've never got a massage, so I don't know what I would tip. All that shit, I never know what to tip. Tattoos, I never know what I'm supposed to tip on stuff like that. Pickups nowadays, everything you got to tip.
If you give adequate service, if my drink's always full, if you check on me food-wise, you're probably going to get around 25 to 30%. I'm a
baseline 20% guy. Baseline 20% guy, good service 25% guy. And that's outside of like if I'm going to like a BW3 or something, I'm going to be there for like 4 hours, then I might tip more of a higher percentage than that. But outside of that, I very rarely go over 25%.
Well, 25% is pretty much my standard if you give the normal service.
Now,
but
that's for a waitress job. Now, any delivery driver, my bottom line delivery driver tip is $5, and I go up from there. But regardless of the price, it's more what I base it on, that kind of stuff. But I
think my delivery drivers, like the pizza guy, it's always $5.
That's what I mean. Like the pizza guy is $5 for me, no matter what I order.
You're not getting more
because typically I'm never ordering 20,000 pizzas or anything.
But either way, he's just carrying them and making one trip.
No, I agree.
He's getting $5.
Now, if I get 20 pizzas, let's say, and I do maybe once a year, once every few years for a party or something, then I might give more. But otherwise, yeah. And even in that case, usually I'm picking them up. I'm not getting delivered.
Right.
Anyways. So I do agree with you there. $5 is good for a pizza thing. But again, pizza driving, there'd be very few, unless the guy fucking got out of the car and threw my pizza on the ground, would I ever give a worse tip. Because most of the time I just don't consider that their problem if it's late. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't ever think the pizza driver was fucking dicking around, which happens. I was a pizza driver for many years. I mean, I would make 3 drug deals before I'd take you your pizza. So you'd be waiting if I had to get fucking Kenny his 8th. Shit like that. But either way, so that does happen, and maybe I should have been tipped less for those, but in general, in my mind, I don't think that's going to happen, even though I'm one of the people that have done it in the past.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be jobs that pay shit. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that I disagree with him on. Yeah, you said the waitress. hypothetically, Ronnie could be that guy who walks in, sits down, gets a glass of water, and goes and drains it fucking dry. Mm-hmm. And she's not reasonably going to be thinking, hey, I wonder if he's out of water. I just fucking gave it to him.
Yeah.
So she might not come back every 5 minutes. And I don't know about you, but I kind of find it annoying when a waitress stops by too many fucking times.
I don't want it. I don't
either.
But I just think as a waitress, it really, again, it depends.
One time, how's the food?
It depends on the restaurant. It depends on, there's so many factors in this kind of shit. But if I'm a server, I'm just kind of I ain't coming up to you and asking if you need anything per se. I'm keeping an eye on your drinks and stuff from afar.
Yeah.
You can tell how much is in that water. Like, once
and
it
you
gets
can
a little
tell,
bit
but
towards
their
the
food's
bottom,
good.
and then you swing by. Well, the food good thing, that's another thing. Yeah, once. That's is everything all right? That's all. Do you
That's
need
it.
anything
That's
else?
all I want.
That's all I need too.
That's all I want.
I don't need every 2 seconds. I
And
don't want your fucking
If I
opinion.
need something, I'll look at my waitress and I'll give her this.
I don't want your opinion. I hate when they come and read me the specials. I can fucking read. If they're on a menu, then I don't need you to read them to me.
But we've had this conversation over and over about every job doesn't deserve a tip. A tipped employee is somebody who gets paid fucking bare bones minimum and depends on the tips. There's a lot of fucking jobs right now that are asking for tips that don't get bare bones minimum.
Yeah, well, they might get bare bones minimum, but either way, I don't feel like it's my job to fucking supplement you.
Like, I will give you an example. And this is the fucked up part, I think. The other day, I'm at Kroger, okay? And I'm shopping, and this old lady is parked next to me, and the bag boy kid, comes pushing her cart out for her like they used to.
Yeah.
And she gets in the car. He loads her fucking groceries up. She reaches in her purse with a $5 bill, and he says, I'm not allowed to take it.
Yeah, Kroger, you weren't allowed taking it.
He got fired. And she goes, no, I insist. He's like, I'm really not allowed to.
I've had that happen to me before.
Why would a company like that just fuck people?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand that either, but that was always the policy when I worked. I mean, granted, this was fucking 23, 24 years ago that I was working out at Kroger, but back then even, that was the policy. And like, you take help old people especially, and they'd offer you a couple bucks, and you couldn't take. No, come on. I took every dollar that was ever given to me, but I knew that I wasn't supposed to. All right? Just don't go waving, don't go walking in the Kroger. This is for all you fucking retarded baggers out there. Just don't go walking in the Kroger. I got a 10, and you'll get away with it. Just put it in your fucking pocket and move on.
I even think the managers would look the other way even if they knew you took it.
Maybe. I don't know. Usually the Kroger managers are a little bit like people that become middle management and management in those kind of industries are usually the kind of people that would give you shit about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've worked their whole life and they're not really qualified. They go to management and anything that actually makes sense, but they can work their way up the Kroger ladder, and get into management, and they think they're hot shit all of a sudden, even though they're making, $18 an hour and barely fucking making it through their day. They think they're the shit, and they'll try to rule down on those like young kids or the fucking the handicapped kids that work there.
But see,
that was always my experience. The Kroger managers were always rough, dude.
Yeah, always rough. I dealt with them.
Now, granted, I was 16, 17-year-old that was smoking weed on every break, so I was rough. You know what I mean? I'm sure I wasn't easy to deal with either.
You weren't the model employee.
But I was, to a certain extent. I was good at my job. I've always been decent at whatever job I've done. I always show up on time, and I always come to work. What more do you want from me? So I'm a little high when I'm doing it, when I'm bagging your fucking groceries. Who cares?
Well, but I mean, like I said, it pisses me off when I go into a Subway and I stick my card in. The first thing it says is tip. Well, this person making $15 an hour. They're not entitled to a tip, and I agree with Ronnie on that.
Yeah, there's too much tipping going on
above
now.
and beyond. I might throw $2 on there, whatever.
I have a hard time with it, though, because
25%.
I struggle with it because I know, that if it starts becoming expected by the employee, regardless of it's not their fault. They didn't come up with this system. This is the corporation system to come up with in order to try to pay us less so they can keep more for themselves.
Right.
So they pass on more cost to the customer. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
And once it becomes a standard, though, now I feel like an asshole if I don't do it. You know what I mean? If everybody else is tipping this person $2, whatever it is, you know what I mean, and I don't, well, now all of a sudden I feel like a fucking loser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's I have a hard time getting mad at the person, and it is rough sometimes when you're at the fucking Skyline, and then all of a sudden they put out some, they put out the credit card machine for a tip in the drive-thru, and you're just like, what do you mean? Like, go fuck yourself. I'm at the drive-thru.
I don't tip.
You know what I mean? But I don't know if that was John's idea or if that was Skyline's idea. You know?
See, Skyline does it a different way. They say, do you want to add a tip to this?
Yeah. No.
Well, it's my waitress. Yeah, I'm going to. But what if you're
Oh, well, the waitress is different, yeah.
But the whole point is they front you in front of everybody.
Front the tip. I don't like that either.
Yeah. Do you want to put a tip on this?
Well, just in case they suck. No, I want to wait and see how it goes.
Here's my question, though, and this is the only part that fucks with me. It's like if I'm in a Subway, I'm getting a sandwich, and it says, do you want a tip? And I say, fuck no, I don't want a tip. The girl made my sandwich, took her 30 seconds.
Yeah.
My question is, when I hit no, is she going to know instantly that I didn't tip her?
Well, that's another problem I have in
me?
general. And that's what I'm more worried about, not with that, because I'm right there watching her make my sandwich, and I don't care if she's a cunt to me. You know what I mean? Like, that don't bother me. If you want to treat me like shit I don't care. Whatever. Yeah, hey, fatty, you want some more mayonnaise? That's fine. I don't care. I'll laugh. I'll move on with my life.
Does it bother you that they take the mayonnaise thing and bang it on the dirty counter before they squirt it?
No, it more bothers me the amount of mayonnaise they put on it. Jesus Christ, dude. That's like a mayonnaise sandwich.
The tip that's going on your sandwich, it's on the
everything's
ground.
Dude, if you're worried about health, don't eat at a Subway. All right?
Really?
Yes, dude, come on.
That shiny turkey.
Yeah, they got that shiny turkey. They got that fucking yoga mat bread or whatever. They found pieces of yoga mat in their bread or some shit like that. You know,
did they really?
Something weird. Some kind of chemical that they use for that too is also in their bread. I don't understand what it is, but either way, we're not talking. The only person that ever said it was healthy ended up being in jail for molesting children. So should we really believe this company?
And I don't think he was a molester beforehand.
But my point is I'm more worried about the online order for like a pickup where you have to do the tip previous to so you never even see your food. It's already packaged and they know you didn't tip them.
Yeah.
Now that's when I worry because like I said, I've worked in a million restaurants and I know what happens in the back room. You know, not always. 95% of your fucking cooks are good people. But that 5% is all you need to fucking pop a turd in your meal all of a sudden and ruin your whole day. So I get afraid of that. You know what I mean? But so I do tend to tip more than I probably would otherwise, but I'm just afraid. I'd rather give you $4 than eat your booger in the end. And I just don't trust people. I just don't trust them.
I don't either because you know why? You're one of those people that wasn't to be trusted.
Yes.
You pooped on a guy's sandwich.
I did not poop on someone's sandwich. I scraped poop off the side of a fucking toilet and put it on his sandwich, and that guy deserved it. This wasn't the one-time deal, dude.
Hey, give me my phone.
This was like the 92nd time I had to drive all the way across town at the fucking end of the night to give a guy a hoagie for free. All right?
Oh, you got no tips ever from this dude?
Ever. And then he answers the door fucking smelling like the worst thing you've ever, like his house smelled like a gerbil cage with 70 gerbils in it. All right, just running around. It was so gross. You could literally probably see the bugs crawling across the floor. There's pizza boxes everywhere. He never cleaned. And a lot of times he was wearing Star Wars pajamas or Star Trek pajamas. He was like,
really?
Hi. Dude, he was the worst. So yeah, fuck you. I hope you died on that poop, you cunt. And he didn't. He ordered the next night. He enjoed it.
Did he
give me some more
again,
poop? No, probably other things. We did lots of things.
I mean, how much poop did he put on there? It
was a scraping.
But it was it a blob scraping or just a stain scraping?
It was a stain scraping.
Oh, so he didn't get much poop.
No, it was like poop scrapings. It wasn't that bad. It was poop flakes. You know, like Goldschlager has a little gold flakes in it. His steak hoagie had poop flakes. Women poop too. All right, so
it was women.
It
poop?
was the girls' bathroom.
Oh, he probably jerked off.
Might even been my wife's poop. I think she worked there at the time.
Did she spray the bowl?
I hope not, but you never know. Things happen. I mean, someone sprayed the bowl because it was sprayed, and they didn't have a lot of women working there.
I've done some gross things. I mean, you know what? I did that thing.
He had dirt multiple times, though, because like I said, he would always order as we were closing. Close at 12:30. This motherfucker's putting his order in for 12:28. You know what I mean? Like one of those kind of people.
Why would you answer
and
the
not
phone?
tipping and lives the furthest away.
Why would you answer the
online order? You don't have a choice.
Oh.
All right, it just pops through.
Yeah, like the Marcos by my house, they can turn off anything they want.
You
on
can,
that
but
website.
managers never want to do that shit because they make their money off bonuses. You think they give a fuck if you have to go a little bit extra?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So either way, this guy would do that, but a lot of times, and this was more than once, and I'm not the only guilty party. This isn't even me doing this.
This is feces, dude.
Well, that was gross.
It's not. He didn't lick his bread.
Yeah, that was gross.
He put shit on it.
It was 20 years ago. Fucking all the statute of limitations are gone, all right?
Yeah,
so
I'm
go
sure
eat a dick. You ain't arresting me, you poop eater.
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it. Yeah, I'm making things up. This is false. Anyways, so what we also used to do, since he was in the night, we're already sweeping and stuff, you get a little of that dustpan from the floor to hop it on his hoagie. and then put a little sauce over top of it so you can't see it. So he'd eat like dust. And that's the fucked up thing is he would eat these every night and then call back the next day, give me more dust. You know,
he didn't know there was dust in there.
You should be able to taste it, right?
No, not mixed in with tomato sauce.
Oh, delicious dust.
Yeah, you can't tell. There are herbs in there. You know what I mean?
Horrible guy, dude. Eastgate Woods guy. I don't even know his name. That's what we always called him. Fucking Eastgate Woods guy just called. He was a nightmare, dude.
Well, yeah.
And we treated him well in return. But
I'd have licked the patty, stuff like that.
This whole thing really brought me to thinking about, just the customer service industry and stuff. And we are both Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, or whatever. So we have to put up with a lot of different kinds of people. And I'm not really talking about tips as much. It's just about like favorite customers. All right.
Okay.
So I decided to make a list by different kind of cultures, races, and everything else of my favorite customers to my least favorite customers. And let me see what you think about this, all right?
Okay, and I'll share my wisdom.
And this is based on lots of things, and I'll probably break it down a little bit more as we talk about who I'm talking about.
Hey, before you do that,
yeah.
Yesterday, I must add, I picked up an FC Cincinnati player.
Oh, yeah?
Drove him to the airport where they were catching a private plane at some place called Wheels Up. It's not actually CBG.
Yeah, anyway, go.
Got to see the whole fucking team. He's like, yeah, there's the head coach. That guy's player of the year, blah, blah, blah. Kind of cool. Kind of a celebrity thing.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
What was his name? Ronaldo?
Brett Halsey.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I asked Alex, and he said, oh, yeah, he subbed last year, but he'll be a starter this year. Nice kid.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Hey, I've had a couple of those kind
But
of
it was kind of cool, just the fact that, pro athlete, and I got to see the studs and all that. It's cool.
The studs. I got to see the studs, man.
Well, the guy, I saw the coach of the year. I saw the fucking player of the year. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, my number one customer. My number one. Or should we go in reverse order? Which way should we go?
Let's go reverse order.
Reverse order. No, I don't want to. I want to go top from. It makes more sense to me. All right, my number one customer. I don't know why I asked you. I was going to do this anyways. Latinos. All right. And then people were like, why Latinos? That was your first thing, too. Why Latinos? Because they don't talk to you. All right. I love a nice quiet ride. Latinos, they always are respectful. They get in the car, hello, they sit in the back seat or whatever. They don't say shit. They never ask anything about your music, anything about the fucking conditions in the car. They don't want the heat. They don't want the air. They don't care what the fuck's going on. They want you to pick them up and take them there. And that's it. That's all they ask for. And then they usually, not always, but percentage-wise, Latinos are pretty good tippers. All right, so I tend to get pretty good tips off of them. Latinos, my favorite fucking customer. My second favorite customer. Okay, what are you?
My favorite customer, honestly, I'm not like you. If it's a
you like talking
decent conversation, what happened?
I don't know.
If it's a decent conversation, I like conversation. So my favorite customer is generally a 21 to 30-year-old male, black or white.
Your age range.
I talk sports. They talk sports.
Yeah, they're.
You hit up a conversation. Hey, what do you think of that Bengal game?
I don't dislike
blah blah blah, and you can talk sports, and I like to talk sports. So.
I don't like talking. I like listening to whatever I'm listening to, and I like listening to whatever I want to listen to also. So I don't really like changing whatever I'm listening to because of you. Now I won't listen to podcasts that I know talk about like fucking babies or something weird. I won't listen to podcasts in general outside of Pat McAfee show. I'll usually listen to sports talk. Usually it's Pat McAfee. If I'm not listening to him, then I'm usually listening to some kind of music, and I don't get too rowdy with it. But
right.
I still don't want you to have an opinion. I want you just to hang out back there, and that's why I love them. My second favorite is foreigners. Those are non-Latinos. All right, the other foreigners.
Yeah.
All right. The reason why they're second is because typically, I swear, the Latinos tip a little bit better usually, but the foreigners also, for the most part, they don't really talk to you, which I love. And if I do talk to them, okay, now they're foreign, so now they have questions. I'm actually interested. Yeah. Tell me about fucking Portugal. I know shit about Portugal. So if they do talk to me, they're usually interesting. Again, they don't complain. They let me listen to whatever. Now the real provision on this one is the non-stinky foreigners, because let's admit it. Not everybody have American fucking standards to grooming hygiene, and to deodorant and to hygiene and everything else. So there are a whole sect of foreigners that smell like shit. All right?
A lot of them don't use deodorant.
That does not make you a racist or anything like that if you can admit that. Let's just admit some smell like shit. And it's not a certain sect. Some smell more than others, but there's multiple cultures that just stink. All right? They just don't smell good. Stop it. Knock it off. I got to roll the windows down. I've had an African dude, an Indian dude. I've had, fucking some Serbian white thing. You know, I've had all of them stink in my back of my car, and it's awful.
I've noticed the people from Africa, they stink. And they either stink from whatever they just cooked and ate, or the weird shit they put on their body. Like I had a guy the other day from somewhere, picked him up at a laundromat. He was fucking doing his clothes. He smelled like cloves, like the cigarettes, but it was so overpowering I couldn't even fucking breathe. I had to crack my window, and it was freezing cold.
Yeah,
outside.
Africa's such a big continent, obviously, that they're all different, and I'm sure different cultures are, because the Africans that I'm friends with have all been very great smelling guys, very, very clean guys, an Ethiopian and the guy from, South Ghana or South Sudan.
Yeah.
I'm friends with both of them, and both of them, never. So I'm sure it's breaking down to the cultures. Either way, the non-stinky ones, I like them. Number 2. Number 3, I'm with you, white dudes. Just regular ass white dudes, 20 to 40 to 50.
Yeah.
20 to 40, I'll say, 20 to 45, 50. People that are right around that I can relate to. And as I say in this thing, it's just what I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm comfortable, obviously, with just a regular ass white dude. Now, there's one white dude. I'm going to specify. I don't like groups. All right. So next one, old black men. I love old black men, all right? Because they're either don't talk to you, which is perfectly fine. Again,
Or they're funny as fuck.
or they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You're probably not getting tipped from an old black guy.
I've got a regular.
But
He's probably my favorite guy.
exactly. But they're great to talk to. They're fucking funny. Or they just want nothing to do with you. Which again, that's one of my favorite qualities of an Uber or Lyft customer is just someone that wants nothing to fucking do with me.
Well, I always found that if a little conversation gives me a tip, but I've since you threw that in there, I'm just going to throw him out there. Willie, how you doing? I picked this guy up.
Shout out, Willie.
He has an apartment on Reading Road, and at least twice a week, I end up taking him to a doctor's appointment. This guy is in his 90s.
Oh, nice.
And every time when I drop him off, he says, "Remember, find me some pussy and bring it over here."
Oh, that's
for me."
hilarious. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, old black dudes. Those are my guys. I love them. They're funny. My next one is just your regular ass black dudes. All right, just, my age or below. Again, like the white dudes, usually I can just talk sports to them, stuff like that. Or a lot of times they just have headphones on. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Which, again, I love a customer that comes in with headphones. I love it because now I know right off the bat they don't want to be talked to. I don't want to talk to them. And I can play whatever the fuck I want to do because they can't even hear it. So, again, if they do talk to you, it's usually a fun conversation. Black dudes are typically, black guys are more funny than white guys. I don't know what it is, but in conversation-wise, black guys are typically more funny than white guys.
I have no problem there either.
All right. Next, black girls. All right. Black girls are either really nice or, again, don't want anything to do with you. And I'm
a
talking
lot
about,
of times they're real cunts,
now,
too.
I'm talking black girls in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. All right. I do specify the older black women a little bit different. I have a different relationship with them, it seems like. But the younger ones, I very rarely have any problems with. You do have to watch out for a sneaky fucking backhanded review or something of them trying to get a free ride. But you're going to get that with any young person. You're going to take that risk, white, black, male, female. You're going to take that risk on that one. But typically, with Lyft and everything, you're usually really nice and just want nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like
it's one or the other.
Which is fine with me. My next, old white guys. Now, old white guys are good because you can usually make tips on old white guys if you chat them up. The problem with old white guys is they're a little bit too chatty. And they're just not that interesting a lot of times. They ask you to say, they want to talk about the weather. They want to talk about, if you can get them on sports, fine, but not everyone's a sports fan.
Right.
So then when we get, they're always wanting to ask questions about how long you've done it and ask stupid questions about Uber and Lyft. Now, that's pretty much everybody asks those kind of things. But the old white dudes are a lot more interested in that kind of shit. And they're just too chatty and it's not that interesting. But what gets them up is old white guys, you can usually get a decent tip out of them.
You can.
You know what I mean? Depending on where you go. All right. The next one is just your white girl. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say with white girls, they are the fucking wild card. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes they're cool. Sometimes they're too chatty. Sometimes they're complete cunts. You never know.
I always get excited when I pick up a single white girl because the bucket list might get checked off.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind the white girl, but here's the problem with the wild card with that. A drunk white girl, and it's just you and her, there's too much that, you know what I mean? Like, there's just too much that can go wrong there. Something happens in our life. Next thing you know, you drop her off. Next day, you're getting a call, and, she blamed the Uber driver for her fucking rape kit. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know, and it's hard to fucking justify it.
That's why I really think that we should get a dash cam. I really think I should
Uber
have
now
one.
offers a thing where they do it for you. You don't even need a dash cam. It does it through your phone now.
Really?
Yeah, it's I forget what they call it, but yeah, it records the whole thing on your phone from the time that you start the ride to the time they end the ride. It records it on your phone. It's a new feature. I haven't used it, but it is a thing. And yeah, because you do get nervous, dude. I've dropped some girls off that probably could not tell you they were in an Uber. You know what I mean? Yeah. And who knows what happened to them previous to that? You know what I mean? So I don't like it.
Yeah, somebody literally could have roofied them, and then they got in your car.
Don't like it. All right, my next one is old black women. All right. Now, here's the thing with older black women. There's a higher chance of complaint. They're very worried about the hot and coldness of the fucking...
That they are.
The temperature, and they can also be a little bitchy about whatever you're listening to. All right? So that's... They're more likely than the other groups that I've named so far. Older black women are more likely to bitch about that stuff than others. My next one flows right into it, old white women, and I'm going to say they're pretty much the same as older black women, except they're a little more entitled. So not only...
I find older black women, and it's different for you and me because I primarily drive during the day. I do a lot of doctor's appointments and shit, and I've always found that when I pick up the old black women, they're always very, very friendly and very nice and very... kind of laid back, and I've never had a problem with an older black woman ever.
See, it's not that I've had a problem with barely. Actually, if you want to really break it down, I've had a problem with every one of these categories. Well, I don't think I have with Latinos, so they might really be my number one. But to be fair, I've had problems with every single one of them. Yeah. I'm just talking in generalities. I find older women in general to be more bitchy about the hot and coldness of the car. Yeah. They're more bitchy about the radio. And when I say bitchy, I just mean having an opinion. I don't want your opinion. Just sit back there. Yeah. All right? I don't expect tips from you guys. Yeah. I'll just sit back there. I'll drop you off. I make the money that I already agreed upon. I don't need you to tell me what to do. And go fuck yourself. But yeah, that's where I have and I just feel the old white women are even more entitled, though. You know what I mean? So they have the same basic baggage as the older black women about all the shit their preferences, but the white women act like you owe it to them. Yeah. Where I feel like at least the older black women are more asking you a favor. Right. But I'm not interested in either. All right, my next is stinky foreigners. Ugh. I get your country don't use soap or deodorant, but fuck you. All right, like I get it.
I hate it.
But they offer you something and that they don't talk to you at least, and they shut the fuck up and let me do whatever I want, but they stink.
You know you're not getting a tip.
Well, no, it's not true. I've got
me, I don't,
but typically just stinky people in general. If you stink, you're probably not tipping.
Right.
I don't know why that is.
Because you're not bathing.
You just don't care about much, or you're just a loser. All right. My next group is a group of my next thing of people is a group of young guys, all right? They can be fun. You can, every once in a while, you pick up a group of guys and you start ragging on the fucking weak link and stuff like that with them and, doing shit like that. And you can have a good fucking time. You can fuck with them. But a lot of time, they're just a bunch of fucking tool bags. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've got a tool bag group. Most of the groups I get.
You don't do drunks. You're not doing the nights.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Like the last group I had was at night. After work, I turned it on. There were a bunch of young kids just left a bar. They were all real cool. It was
well, and it can happen, yes. Yeah. But I drive typically Saturday night from 10 till 2 in the morning is my Saturday night shift, and that's my real weekend. My night shift, every other time I do during the days like you do, kind of. So I do a lot of work trips and shit like hospitals. Yeah. But at nighttime, you get that, and it's just such a group of tool bags sometimes. You can't fucking stand it, but sometimes it's a good time. Yeah. Either way, when I make this list, I mean, like when they're sitting on the curb, like when I pull up, this is the list of how I feel in my head. Yeah. You know what I mean? As I see a group of guys, my first thing is like,
preconceived notion of what you're
as soon as I see a group of dudes, I'm like, ugh. Especially at 1:30, picking them up from a bar. It's a little bit different taking them to the bar because they're not as drunk usually at that point. They can still be annoying, but they're a little bit better. But yeah, at nighttime, ugh. And the worst. You go 2 in the morning, you go down the main street of the Banks, and you get a group of fucking 23-year-old girls or 21-year-old girls. That is the worst trip ever.
Boner notwithstanding.
Even if they're attractive, you quickly get over that and you want them out of your car because they're fucking loud.
Annoying, yeah.
They're annoying. They don't make a goddamn bit of sense to me.
Again, I'm hoping for the Megan, flash the Uber driver.
Yeah, you're a perv, so you have that. You are holding
take it back, pervert.
You hold on to that hope, and I get it.
One day it'll happen.
It's never happens. And it's never happened for me either. Yeah. And it's never fun. They're just loud. They're annoying.
They're high maintenance.
They're high maintenance. Hey, can you put on this? And you're like, no, I'm not doing it. And then they get real snotty right off the bat.
Oh my God, there's a Taco Bell. Can you stop?
Yeah, no, not doing it. And that's my answer to everything. Anytime anybody asks anything, can you change this? Can you turn this up? Can you do this? My answer is always no.
Do you say
I can't. Yeah. It's ride share. I'm sharing my car with you. You don't get to control my car. I'm sharing. All right. And I'm going to share you a ride to wherever the fuck you're doing, but you sit back there and you shut the fuck up. All right. And if I talk to you, well, you know what? It's not like I don't talk to them. As soon as people get in the car, I go, hey, what's up? Read them the address. And I feel like that's putting it in their hands. If they want to talk back to me, I'll talk back.
See, sometimes
but I prefer them not to.
Sometimes I'll be a total fucking fake actor trying to fucking, get a tip out of them. Sometimes I'll do that if I really want to make extra money. Like, I'll pick up a black dude. First thing I'll come out of my mouth is, fuck, dude, we got Trump for another 4 years. And I'll be like, oh, you hate Trump too? Fuck yeah, dude, hate him. And then I'll pick up this class person and I'll say, I'll kind of steer that way. I'm a fraud.
You pick up some white
guy and say, God, I got to get out of this neighborhood. Too many black people. I don't do that.
No, you got to watch those and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
That'd
but I mean,
hilarious.
I will. I mean, if I pick up a black person, I will tell them, God, dude, we got Trump coming. No black people like Trump.
That's not true, dude. I had one.
None of the ones I've come across.
I had one who was one of those cool old black dudes I was talking about that went into the conspiracies and started telling me how Bill Gates eats children and stuff. Like, that guy was cool. Like,
pick up a Latino. God, I'm glad you're here, man. Open the border.
Yeah. I hate fences. How do you feel?
Yeah. I hate walls,
I just hate fences and walls.
Fucking Viva la Mexico.
Yeah, I just feel like we should be able to come and go wherever we want. It shouldn't be an issue.
I'm a fake.
I'm not, because it's the same thing as like at the casino. It's still up to win. It's the same fucking thing, and I refuse to do it no matter what job I do. I try to work around the way they want me to do it and find my own way to do it, and it's usually profitable. You know what I mean? Like, so I figured it out. But that's my list. Do you have any real?
No, you left out one significant
see.
group. I've found that the best tips I'm going to receive, yuppie white couple.
Yuppie white couple is pretty good.
They're going out to dinner. They're going to a wedding or whatever. I almost always get a tip from
You're right there, but those are also, they fall into my middle category of just the old white guy is kind of where I put that.
No, I'm talking 35 to 40-year-old young urban professionals.
Oh, okay. Well,
the guy's trying to flaunt his money. I picked him up in Oakley. You know what I mean?
That's different.
I'm going to get a tip from them.
Yeah, that's a very secluded. There's not many of them, is all I'm saying.
Were you guys going to a wedding? That's a lovely dress you're wearing.
Yeah. No. So you say that?
No,
see, I feel stuff like that's like hitting on the girl.
I don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like stuff like that's like hitting on the girl. So
no, I've just found, and you know what? I honestly say that my very favorite is out-of-town visitors, either going to the airport or coming back from the airport, because they're interested in your town. So they ask questions about Cincinnati. You answer them. Where are you from? I do, because you get tips out of it.
Okay, I get the tip part, and I do understand that. And that's why, but I don't prefer it. If we're just talking preferences, I don't want to talk to you. I just don't. I don't want anything to do with you.
Well, that's our list.
I like sitting there awkwardly, listening to whatever I'm listening to. And the other night I was listening to Outkast, and I usually don't listen to rap music, but this night I was listening to Outkast. Like, fuck you, I feel like listening to Outkast.
Yeah.
And one of the young professional couples, I had that. And I'm just like, I ain't fucking turning it down. I'm just whatever. And he started doing all the fucking dance moves in the back after a while and tipped me good. So it worked out well.
Yeah, it works out.
But then other times you get some dirty looks if you listen to rap music. So I typically stay away from rap music.
Well, yeah, me too. I generally keep it mainstream. Actually, I'll be honest with you, because I like it too. 103.5 is the Cincinnati's R&B station. Classic R&B.
Something else.
I think it's 103.
I don't know.
103.1.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyway,
stations.
103.1, and if I pick up a black person from 30 to 40, they generally love it too. It's old school mainstream R&B.
Commercials, dude. I can't handle commercials with radio.
Well, no, but I get a lot of that because I like the station too, so I'll listen to it.
You got an asshole this week?
I do.
All right. Asshole of the week.
Asshole of the week. This one has no rival this week.
All right.
Fuck asshole Marco's Pizza.
Oh.
And let me explain.
Seems more like a fuck you, but all right, go on.
No, this is an asshole. This is the manager.
Okay. So it's a certain person.
I think it's Shannon. Shannon is her name.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So me and Nate order pizza Saturday night. Okay. I'm not feeling great. Nate's playing Xbox. It's a nice chill night home. We order pizza. I order a hoagie. He orders a pizza. Well, it takes a long time. And I realize it's Saturday night, but don't take out 20 orders. It's going to get cold.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings me the pizza and the sandwich. They are both not a little cold. They are dead. You know what I mean? The pizza was hard as a rock, and it was ice cold, and the hoagie was fucking ice cold and hard.
I'm going to stop you there. I hate, and this is a pizza driver, I hate when anyone describes a pizza or a hoagie as ice cold because there's no fucking possibility. Lukewarm, maybe. There's never an ice cold, but go on.
Well, it wasn't frozen, but it was cold.
It was probably lukewarm. But
when you get a pizza, you expect to bite into it and go at least once.
No, but you at least expect it to be warm.
Yeah, this wasn't warm.
Yeah.
So I called him, and I said, look, I don't normally bitch. Just letting you know, my shit was not good. It was cold, inedible.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, well, I'm sorry. I'll give you a credit. I'm like, well, that's cool because we're not going to eat this. Mm-hmm. And we didn't. So it was a medium pizza and a steak hoagie. I get a credit. I get a fucking email telling me that I got a credit. They credited the pizza, not the sandwich. They were both fucking shitty. Neither one of them got eaten. Why are you only going to fucking credit the pizza? You're admitting that, fuck this thing, it took, put it this way, from the time it left the store till the time it got to me was 31 minutes. Is anything going to be warm? I don't care if you got it in 10 bags. It's not going to be warm. 31 fucking minutes in the dead of winter.
If you have one of those sweet domino bags.
The whole point is, it was 31 minutes, and she said, oh, I'm sorry it took so long, and credited me the fucking pizza. What about the hoagie I couldn't eat that I paid $10 for? Cunt.
You could have ate it. You got thrown in the oven, man.
I could have, but why should I have to do that? I'm calling for takeout.
You shouldn't have to do it.
I'm calling for delivery. I don't want to cook it.
Hey, that guy probably did 3 drug deals before he dropped your
might have.
hoagie out.
I hope there wasn't poop on it.
There probably wasn't. There might have been.
The whole point is this cunt said, well, I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to credit you. And then she credited me half of the fucking order. Fuck you, Marco's Pizza.
What did you do with the pizza and the hoagie?
I stuck them in the fridge and heated them later. But the whole point is that wasn't our dinner for the night.
No, but I mean, you ate it still. So I mean, you got half.
Is that really what it's worth?
No, you should have got.
I should have got a full credit.
Yeah, they should have just credited you. If it was $25, they should have gave you a $30 credit for the fucking inconvenience.
Yeah, it was. It was $27, and they credited me $9.99.
They gave you the sale price
of the pizza. That's what it cost. That's what I paid, $9.99.
All right. Well, fuck you, Marco's Pizza. That's what you kind of. Again, you kind of deserve it because you order Marco's, and everybody knows that's trash.
There's not a ton of pizza around me for delivery. Now, I could get Jets.
How, dude? You live in a pretty.
I could get Jets. Okay, I got Jets, which always takes a long time because it's not close. It's on the far end. Then there's Snappy Tomato, which is garbage.
Yeah.
Angelo's, which is garbage.
All right.
And
if you're getting hoagies, Angelo's is.
And La Rosa's, which is also a fairly long way. I have no Domino's. I have no Pizza Hut. No Papa John's.
Papa John's is gross too. But all right.
That's all I got.
Anyway, you probably wouldn't have been on the name one where I was happy. I just think most pizza places are garbage. My asshole was the asshole of the year so far. And that's why. That is exactly why he's an asshole of the year. All right? Because he sat on this fucking show and he said, hey, it's Friday, blah, 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 blah. You'll never see this again. All right? I'm making a move. I'm
the asshole. I'm the asshole.
And for all you listening, I'm holding up his fucking vape because this cunt said he was going to stop vaping so many times.
Am I a cunt or an asshole?
You're an asshole. Cunt's the female version. So many times this guy said it. And listen, don't kid yourself. I don't give a fuck if you vape or not.
Addiction is no joke.
I don't give a fuck if you vape or not. It's the fact that you constantly make these proclamations that you're going to fucking stop.
I try.
And make them public. Put them on a fucking podcast on the internet. Try. You didn't go a day, did you?
Yeah.
You said you were going to stop on the 1st. When you were smoking by the 3rd.
The 3rd is exactly what I said. Yeah. I quit chewing.
And then you got so mad at Nate.
Quit chewing.
You got so mad at Nate for calling you out about that in our group message. Oh, wait, you fucking care about my health? No, it's not that. We don't care about your health. We just think it's fucking, you make such a big deal of it each time. And you talk about it over and over
because
again. Then you fucking stick to it for 2 days.
So let's clarify.
At least my fat ass lost 40 pounds last year.
I'm the asshole.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Okay.
Of so far.
I think when I go public with it, in some sick way gives me incentive. Hey, I really got to do it.
No,
this
I
time.
understand that.
You know what I mean?
But
and then I'm just not ready. You have to be ready. You have to be ready. Addiction is real.
It's not heroin, dude. It's a vape. It's a fucking vape.
You know what? I believe that it's the motion.
Yeah. I mean, I've never, ever looked at you and go, I'm going to stop smoking weed. Because I know that I'm not going to stop smoking weed. So, I mean, like,
But I did quit chewing.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I said I was going to quit chewing. I quit chewing. When I said this, I certainly intended on following through.
Mm-hmm.
Just wasn't time.
Yeah, I get it, man. I quit pasta last year.
Did you?
Yeah, stuck with it almost all year. No, I really haven't. I don't like pasta anymore. But that's beyond the point. I don't know what that has to fucking do with anything.
So I'm the asshole.
All right, yeah, you're an asshole. This particular time, you are a fucking asshole. All right, you got one of those other things we do?
Yes.
A price?
Yes. Name your price. All right, you get approached by a man
$6
who's bitching and complaining that he never gets any sleep because his neighbor's dog barks all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and every day the kid brings out the dog to play in the yard, and all it does is rah, 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 barks the whole fucking time and destroys the whole neighborhood.
You said the day.
During the day, yeah. And then he also barks at night. He barks all the time.
Yeah.
So the guy says to you, hey, look, that kid is outside playing with that dog every day.
Mm-hmm.
Plays ball. The dog's running into the street. I need you to run the dog over. And you're going to do it in front of the kid, okay? Because the kid's outside playing with it. The ball goes in the street. The dog, he says, look, I just need you to park back there and wait. That dog will make it into the road. It always does. I just need you to gun it and run the dog over and make like it was an accident. Granted, the kid's going to see it, but I need that dog out of the picture. Name your price.
Wow. That's a tough one for a lot of reasons mainly because I don't blame these two people. I don't blame the kid or the dog for this.
You don't blame the fucking owners of the dog that the dog fucking sits
the
outside.
Owners. You said kid.
Oh yeah, but the owners are going to pay for this too, on therapy for the kid.
Well, yes, but that's what I mean. It's like you're punishing the dog and the kid when really
it's your only access to the dog.
No, I kill the wife or the husband.
That wasn't an option.
No, but I'm just saying. If I'm the neighbor,
you're murdering a person instead of an animal.
I'm gonna get to your price. All right, I'll give you a price. That's the game. But I'm also play the game of what I would do in these situations,
Okay.
and I would not kill the kid or the dog. All right, the dog's being a dog. It's their fault for fucking letting them out.
There's asshole dogs.
Sure, but it's still they can keep their dog inside. That's the person that could keep them inside. Right. The kid is a kid. If we're talking about when you say kid, I'm thinking like
kid's 10.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking kid again. Well, I can't trust a 10-year-old to make great decisions.
He's outside with Scruffy. And
I'm going to parents. Mom and dad are who I'm after right now, all right? Okay. And I am fucking killing one of them over killing the dog and ruining the kid's life. Even though the kid's life probably be ruined if his parent gets killed. But
I think more so.
These are kind of shitty parents, it sounds like.
Well, to him, it really doesn't matter. He needs that dog silenced.
Well, and I understand that, all right? There's other ways to go
and
about
you don't get in trouble because the dog ran in the road.
But either way, you just time it perfect for this dog to just run in the road.
The dog's in the road constantly. She said the kid's playing ball with it. The dog goes there to fetch it.
All right. Well,
it's like it owns the fucking street.
What kind of dog is it?
This is a beagle.
No, those are idiots. They won't even see it coming.
It's a beagle.
I had a beagle. He was a moron. Oh shit. There I am. All right. Oof. That's rough, dude.
It's a good one.
37,000.
37,000.
37,000.
How'd you come up with that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
See, my price is 10.
Because I went to 75 at first, and I thought that's ridiculous. Let's cut it in half.
You're running a dog over, yeah.
I'm ruining a kid's life, dude.
Not ruining its life. The parents will buy it a new dog. Kid will be fine.
That memory of fucking cars running over your dog's gonna go sit in your head for the rest of your life, dude. He's gonna do some weird shit at 32, and they're gonna trace it back to that.
Now, what would the price have been if, the dog was under your wheels, you turned to the kid and had to flip it?
Oh, shit.
Just letting the kid know that was done on purpose.
Yeah, and if I did that, I'd have to wear like a Bugs Bunny mask or something just because.
My price is 10 grand.
10 grand, dude. You're just going to kill a dog for 10 grand? I wouldn't kill a dog for 10 grand, more or less with these circumstances.
10 grand.
You're a horrible person.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
You're talking a dog that bothers everyone in the neighborhood. It barks all the fucking time.
It's a dog.
It keeps people awake. Then you know what? It's time to get a new fucking dog.
No, time to get some owners that keep the fucking dog inside. Every dog barks.
Okay, every dog barks, but not every dog does it all fucking night long. Barks the fucking lights, barks the stars, barks the fucking clouds.
It's a beagle, dude. They're literally retarded dogs that are trained to do nothing but bark.
10 grand.
That is what they're bred for, is just to see things and go, bark!
10 grand.
They're fucking retarded dogs, but
yeah, Snoopy's getting it for 10 G's.
37 G's for me, man.
What's your price?
You need to move the needle a little bit more than 10 G's for me.
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I was actually contemplating starting at 5.
You're fucking awful, dude. This is ruining the kid's life.
You know what? It's ruining the kid's life until they get a new dog. Kids are resilient.
Nah, dude, he's gonna take that out on his firstborn somehow.
No,
dude, you're like you fucked up a generation of fucking.
Buy him
family.
a fucking Basenji that doesn't bark. Buy him a black lab that'll only bark if somebody's at the door.
Dude, Basenjis are the most.
They don't bark.
Yeah, have you ever been around a Basenji?
Yeah, they don't bark.
They do other things. They don't shut the fuck up. Yeah, like the Basenji I was around was the most hard-headed dog I've ever seen in my life. It would tear up everything. And it didn't bark, but it made noises non-fucking stop. It was worse than a bark.
Well, but guess what? Your neighbor who's going to work in 5 hours didn't hear those noises because they're quiet.
Close your window. What are they, fucking living in a farm?
5 grand.
Jesus Christ, dude.
10 grand is my price. And
conditioning?
I think more people are going to be subject to go closer to my price than yours.
I don't know, dude.
Kids are resilient, and as soon as you get that kid a new dog, they'll forget all about it.
You could be right about that, but still. I feel bad about this one. I don't feel like we should be killing dogs, dude.
Well,
dog killer. Dirty dog killer. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
fuck you.
All right, my fuck you goes out to S.C. Sterling. All right, you're going to ask, who the fuck is S.C. Sterling? And guess what? You shouldn't fucking know his name.
I've never heard the name.
Because he sucks. All right, he's an author. He wrote a book called Teenage Degenerate. I'm reading it right now, and it fucking sucks. All right?
Why are you reading it then?
Because I'm broken in my head. And when I start a book, I have to finish that book. I'm on 105th page 158 of 250-something, so I got 100 more pages, and I'm going to force myself to finish this guy's god-awful fucking book. But hey, your book sucks, and fuck you, Amazon, while I'm at it, all right? They describe this as a cross between Basketball Diaries and Breaking Bad, all right? And I'm thinking, ooh, that's right up my fucking alley. It's about a meth head. Ooh, I love drug addicts. I love
meth.
Books about drug addicts. That's fucking intriguing to me. This was written by, had to be an 8th grader, all right? The writing is so fucking corny too. Like at the end of every chapter will have some kind of like music reference, like as she started jerking me off, Caress Me Down went through my head by Sublime. You know, shit like that. It's so fucking corny.
Good song though.
Sure. That's beside the point. Most of the songs he references are all right. They're mostly songs from that era of music. Either way, you fucking write like a 5th grader, and you shouldn't put a book out, and you fucking reviewers on Amazon, Jesus Christ, way to lead me down the wrong way. Why didn't you say you wrote like a 5th grader? I can't speak, so wrote like a 5th grader. Maybe I wouldn't have wasted my $13.99 in the book and more or less another week in my life that I have to read it because I can't power through it. It sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I get 2 chapters in, I'm like, ugh, okay, cool. You did meth in a bathroom. That's the whole story. He would like work these stories in just so he could have the music reference at the end of it. You know, and it was always god awful.
But you're still reading it. You can't put it down.
I can't. I got to finish books. I can't. If I bought them, I got to. I look at books almost like I look at meals.
When I was a reader, and I read for a long time, if you didn't get me in the first 20 pages, I put it down.
I don't. I finish it. No matter what. Even if I don't
I
like
need
your
a hook
book,
right at the beginning.
even if I don't like you, I'll finish you. It slows me down where I can read a lot more books if I have interesting books because it won't slow me down, but I'll finish the book before we start another book.
I was the opposite.
I have one book in the last 3 years that I haven't finished, and it's still sitting in my nightstand. For that moment when I all of a sudden don't have any other new books in the house, I'll get back to it. I can't stand it, though. and maybe I'll finish it. But either way, I can't move it from my nightstand until it's gone because I'm a fucking psychopath.
I was the opposite.
It's the same thing. If I go to Olive Garden and I don't like my meal, I'm still fucking eating it, dude. I paid for it.
Yeah. I mean, I used to read maybe...
I'm not like that with movies.
I only read like 5-6 books a year when I was a reader, but if you didn't get me in the first 20, I was gone.
Nah, not me. I've finished damn near every book I've read, even the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But see, the thing I noticed about your books, and this kind of bothers me, I mean, I think reading is good. I think it's cool when you read books because you see a different side of it. But you got a lot of books there by people who just clearly are not authors. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck makes Chuck Liddell an author? B.J. Penn. These guys put their names on it as the author. All they did was told the story to somebody who knows how to write, and they wrote the book.
Well, of course. The name of that book is Chuck Liddell. It's not those are books I read a long time ago, and you're looking at my biography section.
Well, but what I'm saying is it lists them as the author. It lists B.J. Penn as the author of that book.
Right underneath of it says the author's name. On Chuck Liddell, the author's right there at the bottom. No, they're not the authors. I think the Forrest Griffin ones, he wrote those. Those are not really. Those are different, though.
Ozzy Osbourne wrote a book, or do you really think that fucking illiterate bastard who can't even fucking speak?
No, he didn't write a book, dude.
It says, I am Ozzy Osbourne.
Because he tells the story to another guy. That's the way almost every biography ever works.
But what I'm saying is it's listing him as the author.
Until you actually read the front of the book where it says who he wrote it with.
All I can see is the covers.
That's the way have you never looked at biographies or autobiographies?
I have, but what I'm saying is it'll always say told by or written by.
It's on the front or the middle of the book, not on the side, because that's not what sells. This is you're pointing that out for what sells, not for what it says who the author is.
Yeah, I think a lot of those books are claimed to be written by those people, like the Doug Stanhope book.
Doug Stanhope wrote that. Doug Stanhope's different though. Doug Stanhope's smart. You can read that and tell that Doug Stanhope wrote it. It's written in the way he talks. I mean,
I think I'm mostly looking at the B.J. Penn.
Oh no, B.J. Penn definitely didn't write a book.
And the Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy definitely didn't write a book.
And the Dave Grohl.
I think the same guy that wrote the Ozzy book is the guy that wrote the Artie Lang books too. He was the Slash books. They're all written by one guy does a shitload of them. Of those like rock and roll biographies, basically.
I see.
And they just sit in the fucking room with them for a month and ask them every question and write down everything and record everything, and then they go back and piece it together. They didn't write the fucking story, but it is their story, so it is written by them, just not literally written by them. So I mean that's fucking autobiographies. Very rarely does someone write their own autobiography. That's...
Well, an autobiography is written by you. A biography is written by somebody else.
Yes, but there's a loophole there. Or they'll call those autobiographies because they're telling it to them, but someone else is actually doing the physical
putting the
writing.
Words together.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
And some are more so than others. I don't remember the Ozzy book, honestly, that much to remember how it was written or if it was written in his voice.
Now, a story about Ozzy, that's going to be an interesting read. It's just going to be.
It was good. That was a good one. There's a lot of those books up there that weren't, like Keith Richards' book. You would think that would have been good. It was fucking boring as shit.
The Stones was boring?
It was boring. Bruce Springsteen's book, kind of fucking boring. Like those kind of books are kind of boring. We're more or less like, or were more so like a Ministries book with Al Jurgensen was fucking great, but he's not the same musician as Bruce Springsteen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But either way, he lived a lot more interesting of a life.
The B.J. Penn, why I fight. You fight for money.
Now, B.J. Penn's a weird thing. B.J. Penn grew up rich.
Did he really?
Yeah, B.J. Penn's family is pretty important in the
Philippines,
Hawaii.
He's
Hawaiian. He's big deal in Hawaii, and that family was a big deal in Hawaii.
So he didn't need the money.
He's Hawaiian though. Those guys are just fighters at heart, and that's kind of what B.J. Penn is. He's just a fighter. So yeah, he's a little bit different.
All right. Well, so fuck you.
Most of those guys didn't fight for money. You got to remember, like someone like B.J. Penn and Chuck Liddell, when they first started fighting, no one was making any money.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're making true. The best fighters were making not even middle class income. You know what I mean? Like they had to pay people to train and everything else. They weren't making shit.
Well, that was the same as the old NFL and the old major leagues. You had a job in the off season.
Yeah, you listen to some of these guys. I forget who it was, but someone was talking about living in the gym, pissing in a jug every night because they didn't have a bathroom, shit like that. And then eventually, they worked their way up and maybe made some money later in life. But yeah, until like recently, they didn't make any fucking money. Liddell was like the first one that made money, but even when he made it, it was like him and like 4 other guys made money. No one else really made any money. You know what I mean?
Severn and those guys.
And he had to work 15, 20 years to get to that point in his life where he could make that money, train and fight and everything. So
and now he's making money on the side.
It's a little bit different. Oh, now,
all right, well, I got to fuck you.
He's also retarded, so he's got hit in the head so many times.
Fuck you, Corey Feldman. And the reason I'm going here...
Who didn't?
The reason I'm going there is And I'm so sick and fucking tired of people saying, "Oh, he's living his best life. Let him go." Fuck you.
That's saying.
The guy is doing another music tour. He's the worst singer ever. But you know what? People always say, he was molested as a child. Leave him alone. Fuck you.
Do they? Is that
Yeah,
what they say?
that's what they say. He was molested. He was abused by the system. Hollywood fucked him. His parents fucked him. Everybody fucked him. Michael Jackson fucked him. Everybody fucked him. So now he's just trying to be happy doing something. Well, I got news for you, Corey. You're the worst singer on the fucking planet Earth. You're tone deaf. You can't sing. Your songs are fucking ridiculous. You're band in the back, a bunch of fucking ditzy blondes with fucking halos and wings on. It's not that fucking, it's not a hook, dude. But you suck.
But is it? Do they tour and do they make money? That's all that matters.
But the
with
whole
music.
point is this guy
Regardless
is
of sucking or
fucking
not.
fuck that. This guy is claiming himself as a fucking rock musician. He sucks. He's fucking horrible.
He sucked for years.
And fuck all those other people that say he was molested. Fuck you.
But that's
if you get something done to you as a child, that doesn't fucking earn you a fucking lot of money when you're later. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Hey, when I was younger, my priest fucked me. It's all right. In 20 years, we'll give you millions of dollars. You don't have to fucking sweat it anymore. Fuck you. It don't work that way. Life sucks. Corey Feldman, you're the worst fucking singer on the planet. Your songs are terrible, and I will not endorse the fact that you call yourself a musician because you were molested by Michael Jackson. Not happening. Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. Let me dissect this a little bit.
Please.
Just because, and I'm not going to sit here and defend Corey Feldman. I will say with Corey Feldman, the ironic part about him touring and stuff like that is he does sell tickets, but the tickets he sells are more people going to laugh at the fact that Corey Feldman's on stage trying to be a musician.
You think?
It's a joke. You know what I mean?
I think it's a bunch of fucking late 20, early some 30-year-old women that are going, you're brave and you rock.
No one knows who he is in that age range, dude. He doesn't appeal to that age range.
The story of him getting molested has only come out in the last 10 fucking years.
But people were like...
And he's shouting from every soapbox he can find, telling people.
But those people don't know who he is. So they don't care. It's my generation and above, probably, of women, again. And it may be the same kind of thing, as I'm sure some of them. But I know people. I think Nick was one of them, our fantasy football champion. Old Fag Capital. I think him and his buddy went to go see him when they came in town just for the giggles of Corey Feldman. You got raped. You know, shit like that. All right, yeah, probably didn't do that. But
he probably didn't do that.
Either way, like I think
It's
that's a
probably
lot of
just
his
more
fan
like-
base. You know, like, hey, Lost Boys.
And he's doing this number fucking
yeah, and then you
trying
laugh
to
at
rap
him
and
because it's
shit.
so
He's
bad.
so bad.
It's so bad. But I mean, let's dance around to Corey Feldman's shoes. All right. Let's not act like he didn't accomplish a lot. The guy was in a lot of really good movies and wasn't a bad actor as a child. You know what I mean?
He's
so
made some good
he was
movies.
in some good shit. So
But I'm saying you're an actor.
He's already accomplished more than we would ever accomplish in our lives. But now he's, you know, those roles aren't there anymore. He's not going to act anymore. He's got to do something. What do you want him to do? Now, he didn't get a shit ton of money probably because he was a child actor, and I'm probably sure, I don't know his whole history, but he probably got fucked by his parents and everybody else, you know, and he didn't get that much money. It's not like he's still collecting big Goonies checks probably.
No,
you know what
but
I mean?
those child actors get fucking paid to appear at this fucking 80s
but that's the thing.
con
That's
and
what I was going to say.
They make a living.
His choice is to either just... And let's say the guy just enjoys making music, whether it's shitty or not.
It's the worst.
I know lots of people that are in cover bands just for fun, and they call themselves musicians and whatnot, and it just gets on my nerves.
Dude, he goes out in these horrible
this
fucking
guy's going
clothes
out
and
and
he
doing
does
some
this.
stupid shit, and he's touring and he's selling tickets that maybe, I don't know, maybe he doesn't sell tickets, and if he doesn't, then it becomes very sad, and maybe you should work at the Comic-Con. But otherwise, he just has to relive the same fucking characters over and over again at these Comic-Cons, like a lot of those ones do. You probably...
If you're making a living and all you got to do is
get it.
show up and sign
I
some
get
fucking
it.
autographs,
I get it. And
go to work every fucking
And he'd
day.
be one of the main attractions at
Yes.
places like that. He's not
Yes.
like one of the side shows.
He made money off the fucking books. He made a lot of money off those fucking books.
But he enjoys making music.
He's terrible at it.
Yeah, a lot of people are terrible at it.
I can enjoy making porn. Is anybody going to watch it?
I don't know.
No,
maybe,
you'd lose your heart on watching me.
Maybe we're horrible at making podcasts, but here we are each week going, duh, you know, like, so who knows? Maybe people can say the same about us. At least we don't have the fucking Lost Boys in our credits.
Then fuck me then. Somebody out there send me a letter that says fuck you.
Yeah, fuck Chris.
Because I say fuck Corey Feldman.
But no,
because
fuck Corey Feldman anyways.
when I see him on a fucking, I get an ad for, hey, coming to this year, whatever, and I see him going with a fucking black and gold tuxedo with a fucking robe and him and his angels in the back going like that. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
you're insulting my fucking intelligence.
And they should make it totally different. It should be just a picture of him bent over with his fucking flailed out butthole from all the times he had to get fucked from these producers to get these roles. And then Michael Jackson just sitting on the side going, "Hey, guys!
I hit that."
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.